Good afternoon. I'm Jerome Bove. I'm a scientific and academic attaché at the French Embassy. I'm based in Bangalore, covering the whole south of India, and I'm really happy today to receive all the students from Telangana. The Campus France manager, Vasudha, has organized with BRCORP this nice event so that we can promote higher education in France and research in France. We, at the embassy level, have a target which is to significantly increase the number of Indian students who comes and study in France. Last year, about 4,000 Indian students came in France, and we want that number to be 10,000 in 2020. So Indian students are really welcome, and we really want them to come and study in France. We have different possibilities for that. First one, the easiest way is that we have a lot of programs in English, 100% in English, so everybody can attend those classes in English. But also what you need to know is that if you speak French and if you have what we call the B2 level, then you can register to the university, the French State University, and then the cost is negligible. So it's worth learning French also so that you can benefit from all the different programs from all the different state universities in France. So we promote both studies in France, in French, and in English languages. So today we have mainly targeted students from the engineering background, and we are going to talk mainly about higher education and research, especially PhD, how we can do PhD in France, what are the different possibilities, how to find a PhD, what are the different scholarships available. And we need to know that, of course, PhD is not like just registering to a school. There is a limited number of PhD positions compared to all the registration possible in the different schools, but those students at the PhD level are also really important because they can be at the beginning of a really good and strong collaboration between Indian labs and French labs. And we have actually really good example of such collaboration actually in Hyderabad with an Indo-French labs in the Indian Institute of Technical Chemistry, and also at NGRI. And in those institutes, we have Indo-French laboratories, and some of them at NGRI, for example, it's 18 years long collaboration. And through those collaborations, we have a lot of exchange of students and faculty. So those are really, really important, and so we really want Indian students to come here. We also want more French students to come in India. The goal basically is that India is the fifth power in the world, and we want in the future to work well with India. And the best way to do it is if Indian people know French and if French people know India, so that the work becomes natural, the interaction becomes easy, and the business can be good between the two countries. So that's why actually this 10,000 students we are targeting is not just for the pleasure of having a big number, it's just that we want to prepare the future of the collaboration between the two countries. The number of universities, schools and all, it's a really important number. The thing is that we have different systems. We have French state universities, and those universities are basically free, almost. So you students have to pay about 400 or 500 euros per year, and then that's it. And we have a lot of schools, engineering school, management schools, so the number is in hundreds or even more than that. And Campus France itself represents about 200 of those schools. Yes, we have actually some programs that are really interesting for the students. The information can be found on the Campus France website. We have one program really dedicated to Indian students, and this is called Sharpak program. And we have another one that is called Eiffel, like the Eiffel Tower, which is for all the countries, but Indian students can apply. So all the information is on the Campus France website. Now we have another program which is more at the PhD level, that is called Raman Sharpak program. And this program is also here to help French students to come during their master or the PhD in India. The information about Raman Sharpak program can be found on the website that is cefipro.org. Cefipro stands for Indo-French Center for Promotion of Advanced Research. So CEFIPRA is a French acronym of that. CEFIPRA is a funding agency where the money, it's about 30 years old. It's a really good example of, at the scientific level, of collaboration between two countries. And the money comes from both the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of France and the DST, so the government of India. Most of the money is used for collaborative research. And in that collaborative research, we can have also the money for PhD and postdocs. So Indian students can benefit from those collaborative research. They can go in France to do their PhD thanks to that money and that funding. So CEFIPRA is a really important funding agency. But also, it's through the CEFIPRA that students can find the information about the Raman Sharpak program, which is a program dedicated to mobility at the PhD level, but for short-term mobility. So people can go in France for 2 to 6 months during their PhD. So what we are going to explain also today is how students can actually come in France for the full PhD. And we don't have a dedicated program for that towards Indian students. It's for all the students in the world. About 4 out of 10 PhD students in France are foreigners. So there are a lot of nationalities, not enough of Indian students. So please come and do your PhD in France. And Campus France is here to help you to find the PhD positions that are open, to help you to also apply to those positions. Campus France will also be for the PhD. You have the master level. So of course, Campus France will provide all the information for the master. And one thing that is important is that in France, at the end of the master, we have an internship. So we spend time in the lab. And if also for an Indian student to do his internship at the end of his master degree in France is also a good way to know the whole system and to be known and appreciated from French labs. And it may also be, this may open the doors for the PhD for the next step. So if you are thinking of doing a PhD in France, you can also maybe play it even smarter by coming in France during the master level, especially for an internship, but not only.